On the day of the Mardi Gras festival, an explosion occurs on a sea ferry in New Orleans, killing 543 people. The investigation is conducted by the FBI, the police, and the ATF Bureau. ATF agent Doug Carlin must answer the question of what explosive the terrorists use. During the investigation, he learns that, first, among the dead is his partner Larry Minuti, and second, about an hour before the explosion, some woman called, asked to describe Doug's appearance and left her phone number. Carlin calls back to this number, but no one answers, and he just dictates a message to the answering machine. Soon he is invited to the morgue. On the shore, the body of a young woman with burns was found. She could have been one of the victims of the terrorist attack, but she was found earlier. In addition to multiple burns, her fingers on her right hand are cut off, and there are traces of tape on her lips. At the police station he meets her father, who reported his daughter's disappearance, learns her name, Claire Kuchever. In her house he finds a lot of interesting things. In the trash can there are a lot of bloody bandages and cotton wool. Letters from a children's toy form a message on the wall, "You can save her," and among the recordings on the answering machine, his recent call. Soon experts determine the type and color of the car, in which the terrorist allegedly transported explosives to the ferry. Claire Kuchever was going to sell exactly the same car and even gave an ad in the newspaper. Doug Carlin takes as the main version the following: the terrorist kidnapped Claire for the car, and to cover his tracks, killed her and tried to arrange her death as another victim of the terrorist attack. Carlin is surprised only by the many of his own fingerprints found in Claire's house. Other investigators think that he simply inherited them during the first search, but Doug himself clearly remembers that he acted very carefully. In the evening, agent Carlin is invited to a secret laboratory. On the computer screen he sees a bay lit by morning sun, but image looks as if camera floats in air obeying commands. He is told that this is a secret project Snow White. 7 dwarfs, surveillance satellites, scan a section of territory in all possible ways, and computer forms a complete copy of real world, and gives operator image and sound in any point, even inside closed room. But calculation is very complex and takes 4.5 days, and complex frame is so large that it cannot be saved. Therefore they need a competent specialist. Doug must say where to look. Doug orders to watch Claire's house, which fortunately turns out to be in zone of system operation. Doug also orders to bring all notebooks and other personal belongings of Claire to laboratory. After many hours of observation she ceases to be an ordinary victim of crime for him. In addition, he notices many oddities in work of Snow White and forces scientists to reveal secret. It turns out that before him is not computer simulation, but open channel into past where Claire is alive and well. Doug convinces his new colleagues to change past, stop criminal and prevent terrorist attack. Some scientists say that past is unchangeable, others think that as a result of intervention parallel world will appear. Soon everyone agrees to do what Doug wants. Just at this moment terrorist calls Claire on phone about car. Using database of phone calls, observation group determines place and sends Snow White there. Doug asks to write note and forward it to himself on desk. He remembers that on that day he stayed late at office. However, while scientists are doing this, Doug already leaves work, and note is read by his partner. Observers see how partner tries to arrest criminal alone and falls struck by several shots in chest. Terrorist loads body into his van. Soon his car should leave zone of Snow White action, so Doug gets into Hummer and goes after him. In Hummer lies Cyber Eye, similar to video camera device that shows past. Driving car, Doug with help of Cyber Eye sees both present road and same road 4.5 days ago. Following criminal, Doug drives up to country house destroyed by big explosion. In past house is still intact. Doug sees traces of strong fire on ground. On this place criminal finished off his friend poured body with flammable mixture and destroyed it. Now investigation has enough information to catch criminal. At interrogation he confesses to what he did and tells Doug about his motives. Terrorist is sure that he will remain in history, but Doug thinks otherwise. With silent consent of group leader, one of scientists, despite previous unsuccessful attempts to transfer living organisms, sends him into past. During transfer into past, powerful electromagnetic pulse slows down heart activity of Doug. He is thrown into nearest hospital in state of clinical death, but there he is resuscitated. Having no documents, Doug disarms guard and steals car of ambulance. He drives up to terrorist's house and manages to save Claire. Criminal shoots at them, wounds Doug in shoulder and explodes gas cylinders. Thinking that his enemies are dead, criminal goes to blow up ferry. Doug goes with Claire to her house and bandages the wound. Doug arranges the letters on the wall to read, "You can save her." He tries to explain to Claire that he saw the future with the help of a special device and must prevent it. Claire doesn't believe it at first, but calls the auto, asks to describe the agent's appearance and tells the operator on duty her number. Seeing the bloody bandages in the urn, Doug understands that it was largely thanks to his actions that the room acquired the appearance in which he found it during the search. That is, he has not yet managed to change anything. Trying to protect Claire, he takes her on the ferry with him. Seeing this, Claire also jumps on ferry to help Doug. But terrorist captures her and puts her in car with bomb and then arranges shootout with security. Claire at Doug's request starts car. Sitting behind wheel, Claire knocks down terrorist and Doug, taking advantage of moment, shoots him and kills him. Doug and Claire trying to divert explosion from ferry speed up car and it falls into water. Doug frees Claire but dies in car explosion. Stunned by what happened, Claire sits on shore. Police officer tells her that she must tell everything to investigator. This investigator turns out to be real agent Doug Carlin. They get into car. After a while, Doug thinks and seems to remember something. Then Claire asks Doug question that he asked her a few hours earlier, and Doug mysteriously smiling answers her with her own words. Did you enjoy the movie? If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more movie summaries. We will do our best to bring you a new summary every day, so stay tuned and don't miss out. Thank you for watching and see you next time.